How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video we have a brand new program called the Common Courtesy Program. So I was incorrect about the April Fool's program. However, it is kind of an April Fool's joke, right? So let's go ahead and get right into this content. And the program itself actually features a choice pack in there as well, so that's pretty solid. And I think that these last ride players might be useful for the last ride program that's coming up. But we did get 4 common cards at a 64 overall. We got this Richie Ashburn, who is pretty much like a hitting pitcher. We got Vita Blue, who's pretty much like a position player pitching. And we got Joe Morgan. I don't know. That's the lowest contact versus right I've ever seen on a position player, I think. And then we got Stan Musial, who also has lower contact versus left. Anyway, collect all 4 of these and you get a deluxe pack. I think this is kind of interesting. I think it is better that they went with this rather than some out of position cards. I was kind of thinking about what I was talking about in my last video. Don't know if now is the best time for that. We still have lots of game to play with MLB The Show 25. But we do have some brand new Battle Royale cards in Andy Pettitte and Jimmy Rollins. Then we got this Robin Yount headliner card. I think that Jimmy Rollins is pretty good. Andy Pettitte's kind of a different version of Clayton Kershaw. And then I noticed that in the roster update, they also updated some positions for some of those players. So we probably will see some cards get updated in terms of attributes in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, we're going to get into a game of ranked seasons. I want to try out a couple of these brand new players. I picked up Walker Buehler before I went on a trip to Nashville, Tennessee. Never got a chance to use him. Also picked up Mickey Mantle. Probably spent a little bit too much on him. I spent about $50K on him. He's down to around $30K now, so probably wasted some stubs. Could have just waited. But he is a World Series reward. I'm at around 500 rating, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it into World Series this first season. Wanted to get that card anyway. But we really have a debut for 3 players, right? Walker Buehler, first pitch of the game, he gave up a home run, so that was an awesome start. Not really what I was looking for there, but I also kind of missed my spot with the cutter. We're also debuting Rafael Devers. Here he is in his first at-bat. I think this card is really good. I cannot believe I just missed that slider. Literally right down the middle. That should have been a no-doubt home run. I don't know what I was doing with my PCI. Here I get another hanging breaking ball. Missed that one too. So could have easily hit a couple pitches so far in this game. Missed some in that first inning. But I felt like, okay, if this pitcher or if this guy continues to pitch like that, then I think I'll be okay to score some runs. Even if he scores a few more, I just kind of thought to myself, like, I know I'm going to get some more hanging breaking balls. I'm not going to miss every single one of them. But here we missed a diving play with Roman Anthony out there in right field. I think I kind of angled my left stick maybe slightly too far down into the left right before I hit the dive button. I thought I was on track to make that play. I needed to dive on this play, but I did not do it. I don't know. I thought Lindor might be able to get to that ball. Here we're going for the 3rd diving play in a row, and we get the 3rd one for the 3rd out. So we're down 2. The opponent was able to capitalize on that error that I made, right? Obviously, it wasn't an error. It was counted as a triple. But I could have kept him on first. Probably wouldn't have given up that run, even on that base hit up the middle. Anyway, the game changes a little bit with the clutch attribute too, so hindsight is always 20/20. I just want you to keep an eye on Babe Ruth in this game. Watch how many plays he makes at first base. That guy has been all over the place over there. Some games I'm making errors with him. Other games he is playing like a diamond fielder in his secondary position. But we get our first base hit of the game in the 4th inning with Lindor. It was that diving play, followed up with Rafael Devers' no-doubt shot. PCI not even on it. But Rafael Devers does have a couple of quirks that's going to help him in those types of situations, right? Rally monkey, when your team's behind, they play a little bit better. He hits fastballs really well, and I think he hits the first pitch really well. So with all those things kind of combined there, we were able to tie it up at 2-2. Now we got to get something going on the pitching side of things. Remember I said Babe Ruth is making every play? I mean, that's like 4 already. And we're only halfway through the game. But this play right here is the most crucial play of the game. 2-2 game, a hard line drive. Opponent kind of got a little unlucky there with a good, well-hit ball just right to me. And then we followed up the next inning with a perfect Francisco Lindor, bottom of the 6th. We take the lead. We're up 3-2 here. Rafael Devers is up again, and he hits his 2nd home run of the game. Pretty solid debut. That PCI was also not even close. As you can see, I dropped it way below. That was the same pitch, pretty much the same exact pitch that I missed in that first at-bat. But we didn't miss it. Well, we kind of did. We missed it twice, but one of them was a home run. I think the opponent probably had poor pitching feedback on that one. Probably released it with maybe early timing, and that's why it hung up there. It probably had a better hit chance, just based on the fact that, well, Jake Arrieta has given up a couple runs. He's getting deeper into this game. He's only at 50-something pitches, but you really have to be careful about individual confidence on individual pitches, overall confidence, and then also the stamina, right? I'm using Walker Buehler, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't really have that much more to pitch with him in this game. Gave up a home run here. This next batter is going to be the deciding factor, right? If he gives up another hit, I'm taking him out instantly. I went to a mound visit to try to get some confidence back up, and that usually helps after giving up a run. But sometimes, depending on the situation, depending on the momentum of the game, if you take a mound visit after giving up, a base hit or a run, sometimes that can also lower the confidence. So in this case, we have a 4-run lead. It rose the confidence a little bit. I figured I would try to finish off this inning with Walker Buehler. I think he's a very good pitcher. He just doesn't have a changeup. But this last pitch that I just threw, I noticed that I had poor feedback with the pinpoint meter, so I purposely tried to throw that last one late, so that way it would be below the zone. The opponent was chasing a lot in this game, so we were able to get an out after it. And then we lead off the next inning with a home run from Babe Ruth. That's going to cause the opponent to quit. I also think that was a poor feedback pitch. But as you can see from that opponent's pitch mix, he was mainly just throwing sinkers and sliders, and I really didn't hit that well in that last game, but we were able to score 7 runs. I think that opponent has lost a lot of games because of his pitching. I thought he was a pretty bad pitcher, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. And if you're looking at the way I'm pitching, I have been a terrible pitcher, like one of the worst pitchers in MLB The Show 25, guaranteed. Because I don't know. I cannot throw with certain guys out of the windup versus the stretch. I've just been all over the place with my pinpoint. So that's kind of why I said that is I've been bad, and some of the opponents that I've played have also been pretty bad pitchers. But this is the current team that I'm using. I did pick up Jason Varitek. I picked up a couple guys on my bench to try to get that Tier 2 Red Sox boost. I think the Red Sox theme team obviously is the best one right now. That's definitely why they nerfed that Clay Buchholz boost. But I put this Slayton guy on there. I'll never use that card, but I put him out there just to get to 12 Red Sox players. I want to get some more stamina on some of my starting pitchers. That's why I have 3 or 4 guys in there that I would typically use. But we do have a pretty solid team. It's at an 87, 86 overall, maybe 87 boosted up with these attribute boosts. But then, of course, we have some stuff coming out on April 4th, right? We have a live content stream on April 4th, a spotlight program, and a last ride program. They kind of surprised me today with the Battle Royale stuff and the new headliner, but that was a good surprise. Until next time, I'm College Lefty, and peace out.